Hey gang, it's been quite a while since we did a video for the house, and I thought I would go ahead and do our pool video. They've gotten quite a ways done. Oops, sorry about that, I had to step off the curb here. But I want to catch it before they shot the concrete, which they're going to be shooting here this morning. Alright, what they've done here, of course, is they've dug the hole, the general raw hole, okay? And when they dig it, everything has to be inspected, of course, by the city here in St Augustine, the city. But after they dig the hole, they put rebar in it, as you can see, just like you do on a driveway or a foundation or anything like that, and that helps. They're going to shoot concrete about 6 inches. The walls are going to be 6 to 8 inches thick all the way around this pool. They put the rebar in there, of course, to strengthen it. And if you look down there real carefully, you can see there's little stands, little chunks of block that keeps the rebar up off the bottom and off the sides, so that the concrete wraps all the way around that rebar. They're getting ready to shoot the concrete tomorrow, so I want to catch this before they did that. And that water's just seeping in just from groundwater, though. All that'll be pumped out. Plus, concrete displaces it, just like when they pour a foundation of a house. You can pour it over wet moisture barrier, because all the concrete does is just displaces the water. Doesn't hurt anything at all. Okay, so this is where the steps are going to be. This is where a seat is going to. That's a seat over there, and there's going to be a table involved over there as well. But there's going to be the fire features, water features, all in that area. All that's going to be landscaped inside the pool lanai. The pool lanai itself is going to be 34 out from the house, then 54 wide across the entire back of the house. Okay. Actually, the dirt's been cleared bigger than that, so it actually the lanai won't be as big as what you see the dirt cleared. Let's take a little walk around. This is Kerry Martin Pools doing the job for us. They're not the cheapest in town, but the key to them is they use in-house folks only. They don't sub out anything. Okay? That's important when you're talking about pool builders. And what you see here, that's the light. That's going to be where the skimmer is. And this is the drain. It's called a linear drain. It's got those 2 giant 4-inch returns on it. Okay, because it's got to feed a waterfall. It's got to feed the pool, so it's got to have a lot of water movement. And I wanted the water to exchange. Kyle, our sales guy, and I talked about I want the water to exchange very rapidly in the pool. There's a good example of the rebar and how they have it setting up so the concrete wraps around it. We don't want to get too close to the edge because it'll actually push the dirt, and they don't want to do that. Okay, so you can see the shape. They're getting ready to start shooting that 6 inches of concrete this morning. Okay, so as they get that working, we'll go ahead and get you guys that video as well. All right, talk to you in a little bit. All right, gang, here we are. We're shooting concrete. Out front, they have the pump truck, and they have a cement mixer, just like you've seen on my other videos when we do a foundation on a house. Same scenario. Although most houses, or just about everything we do, is 3,000-pound concrete. This one is 5,500-pound concrete. Because again, we want no holes in the pool, right? So that takes a lot of hydrostatic pressure up and out, so it has to be pretty healthy. Plus, it's a different mix. It's not the same thing we use for foundations and things like that. All right, so they're going to shoot everything. I was just talking to them about the thickness of the concrete, and it's going to be somewhere in the neighborhood of 8 to 12 inches, depending on where it's at in the pool. As you can see, the wall kind of has an angle there, so it's going to settle a little bit, so it'll get thicker on the bottom and a little thinner on top. And they'll have 2 to 3 inches on top of the rebar, so the rebar will be totally encased in the concrete. Okay, so he'll be working on this pretty much for the next few hours, getting all of that, and he'll be able to mold it. I mean, it's almost like an art form, so he'll be able to shape the pool, or the rough shape, with that gun. And then they come back and they put the top marcite coats and stuff on it like that. When they clean it up, give you that colored bottom, they shoot that on as well. But this is just giving you that rough form of the pool, and what he does now sets the tone for what shape the pool actually ends up being inside. Okay, so he's going to be shooting this entire pool, and you can kind of sort of see how thick it's going to be, because you see the light right there, how far it sticks out from the wall, from the rebar, from the side of the dirt and everything, and how thick it's going to be where the linear drain is down below. Okay, so we'll tune back in when he gets a little further along. All right. You see him working that light right there, getting concrete in around it. And I'm just talking to him about how he's doing it. You see, he did a little bit over there. That's kind of where the waterfall is going to be. He's working the light area there, And different parts of the pool have different shapes depending on what the individual is doing or how the pool's designed. And him and the foreman, the crew leader, I guess, were just looking at the plans and everything to make sure he understood kind of how he has to do the concrete. So every pool's completely different, almost like a work of art, you know. So it's kind of cool. So he's got a whole system. He'll be taking that around the edge. He starts building up in different areas depending on what he's trying to accomplish and what they want the end result to be, which is the shape of the pool we, you know, help design, and you know, getting all the structural stuff taken into consideration as well. Okay, so they'll do it in different stages as he's pouring it, you know, blowing in the concrete. Okay. All right, there he is working around the pool. And we got the other gentleman with the trowel, if you will, keeping concrete where it belongs. As it falls, they can sit there and kind of play with it a little bit, because their set times are pretty quick on this concrete, because they don't want it going on the wall and dropping down. They could do a slump test at the concrete place, and they understand how much water, how much of the different additives they put in, to see how far it'll drop in a certain given time with the humidity in the air and the temperature and all that. And it's pretty cool out this morning, so he can control how much air, he can control how much concrete comes out of it. Okay, and you got that gentleman's ready with the trowel over there, so they're working this whole thing. Okay, so I got to go out and do some other client videos today. So when I get back, I'm sure this will be done and we'll get a full video of the whole thing completely done. Okay, you see the hoses going out front. Just like when we do a new build, a video for a new build, you got a concrete truck and you got a pump truck, same kind of scenario, just on a smaller scale, and then they run it back here and they, you know, they pump it into the pool. See what he's doing there? He's kind of troweling it, smoothing it, helping it set in the proper way. Shaping the pool basically is what he's doing there. And getting that, like I was telling you, getting that rough form going on there, okay? So, and they protect the house, very nice. Okay, so that's what's happening here in the backyard of 246 Pescado here. All right. Hey, real quick while I'm walking by, this is the pool company the other day. They poured some concrete. This is where all the pool equipment and everything's going to set. Okay, right over here in this infrastructure area, right close by the gas. That way I can build a big surround around it, and it'll be real nice looking after we're done. You know, kind of protects it, keeps it hidden away, that sort of thing. Okay. All right, guys, the pool's got all the concrete shot in it. Again, this is just the rough form of the pool. They still got to go over it with the Marcite and all. It's not even called Marcite anymore. It's a pretty custom finish that they do on them, so I'm not even sure what that's called, but they still got to plaster the pool essentially, all the color, because it's kind of a blue bottom and stuff. But we can see the seat over there, and this is the steps, as you can see. So we're going to walk around a little bit. The walls again are ended up being between 8 and 12 inches thick, depending on where in the pool, in what position, whether it's the bottom, the sides, where the walls meet the bottom. Like the seat area over there, that's even more than that probably. So let's just walk around a little bit. Let me get around some of this stuff here so we can get to the other side. Here we go. Now you can see. Get up to the fence. They want to stay away from all of it. They want all this concrete to cure a little bit before we start messing around with it. Okay, you can see the steps. Trying to get the little wider one there so you can actually kind of sit on it and stuff. That's where, of course, the lights are, and they got the jet holes and everything. Here's our seating area. There's going to be a table. There's going to be a table right in there as well. Okay, that's where all the rocks and the waterfall and fire features and all this other stuff is going to be mounted. That's what all that's for. And then way out here, of course, is going to be all landscaped inside the pool area, inside the screen space, inside the lanai. Okay. Of course, we got our skimmer space. Again, there's the light. It's that linear drain that you saw earlier. So I think Harry Martin Pools is doing a pretty good job. It's kind of cool, and we're going to be able to swim the way it's kind of set up. Should be able to swim kind of between there. So if Sharon likes to swim, so if she can swim, you know, a little bit of space there. Okay. I'm not a swimmer. I'm a drowner. Sink like a rock. I have no buoyancy to me whatsoever. That's why this pool is only going to be 4.5 feet deep once they're all done over here. So there you go. This whole rock face. There's going to be rocks and everything over here. There's going to be some rocks over here as well. So it's going to look pretty snappy when she's done. Okay, it's really not that big a pool, just a little hangout pool. Okay, so there it is, and we'll update the videos as we do them. Now we're going for Thanksgiving for a week, so for almost a week. So there will probably have a bunch of work done that I won't be able to get on film, but we'll get as much as we can when I get back. Okay, all right, guys. I want you to have a fantastic day.